students, in the previous class we have studied about different types of solutions. So in this class let us study about the concentration terms used for these solutions. So the term concentration. So let us define the concentration. The amount of solute that is dissolved in the given solution that will give you the concentration. Say for example, if you are preparing 4 cups of tea and if you add only 1 teaspoon of sugar, that becomes very lesser sweet. If you add 4 teaspoons of sugar, it becomes more sweet. So then we call it as concentrated. If we add little amount of solute, then it is called as dilute solution, or if we add more amount of solute, that is called as concentrated solution. So here the solute is dissolved that will give you the concentration. So concentration means concentration, the amount of solute that is dissolved in the solution. So based on the amount of solute that is dissolved, we call it as qualitative description. So here again we can classify into 2 types. One is dilute, the other one is concentrated. So dilute means here very less amount of solute is used, whereas concentrated solution means relatively more amount of solute is used. More amount of solute is used. So in real life, these qualitative descriptions, they lead to lot of confusions. So hence we'll use quantitative analysis. In quantitative analysis, there are many number of concentration terms. So in quantitative descriptions, the first one is mass percentage. So it is usually denoted by W by W. So it can be defined as mass percentage of any component. Suppose if you want to determine the mass percentage of solute or solvent, so we have to consider the mass percentage of component that is equal to mass of the component in the solution. Suppose if you want to determine solute, then you have to consider mass of the solute. If you want to determine the solvent, then you have to consider mass of the solvent in the solution. So divided by total mass of the solution. So total mass of the solution, that will be given by the mass of solute and mass of solvent. So that is multiplied by 100, because we are going to calculate the percentage, hence we are going to multiply it with 100. For example, if 10% of glucose, 10% of glucose, if you want to prepare 10% glucose solution, then you need to add 90% of solvent, whether it may be water or anything, by mass. That is 10 gram of glucose should be added to 90 gram of water, which results in 100 gram of solution. So here this is solute and this is solvent, water is solvent, that will give you a solution. So this application, that is mass by mass volume, it is usually used in industrial applications. For example, bleaching powder, so that contains 3.62 mass of sodium hypochlorite, that in water, so that will be our bleaching powder. The second type of the concentration term is volume percentage. It is usually denoted by V by V. Volume percentage of component, it is defined as volume of the component divided by total volume of the solution. So here volume of the component means either you can take solute or solvent, whichever the component you want to determine, and total volume of the solution, that is solute plus solvent, both the volume should be added, and into 100, that is it is multiplied by 100 because it is the volume percentage. For example, if you want to prepare 10% of ethanol, so 10% ethanol means you have to consider 10 ml of ethanol. This should be added to a solvent which gives 100 ml or 100 ml of solution. So if you want to add, if it wants to become 100 ml, then you have to add 90 ml of solvent or water, whatever you want to add. So here it becomes 90% of solvent and 10% of ethanol. That will give you 10% ethanol solution or 10 ml ethanol that is dissolved in 90 ml of water. The resulting solution will be a 100 ml. For example, ethylene glycol, ethylene glycol means C2H4OH twice. So it can be structurally written as CH2OH, CH2OH. Suppose if this ethylene glycol, this is 35% volume by volume. If you add this ethylene glycol, 35% of ethylene glycol, so it is also called as antifreeze. So usually it is used in cars. It is commonly called as coolant in car. So that will cool the engine of the car. So 35% of ethylene glycol, that is an antifreeze used in car as a coolant. The third type is mass by volume percentage. W by V, that is mass of the solute in grams divided by total volume of the solution into 100. So this will give you the mass by volume percentage. Usually this type of concentration terms are used in pharmacy or in industries. The fourth one is parts per million, ppm. When the solute is present in trace quantities, so we use this parts per million. So parts per million, it is the number of parts of the component divided by total number of parts of all the components in the solution. So it is multiplied by 10 lakh, that is 10 to the power of 6. So 10 to the power of 6, it is a million or 10 lakhs. So since it is parts per million, we are going to multiply it with 10 to the power of 6. So as in case of the percentages, so this parts per million, it can also be expressed as mass to mass, volume to volume, and mass to volume. For example, 1 liter of seawater, it weighs around about 1030 gram. So which contains 6, that is, it weighs about 1030 gram. It's seawater. It contains 6 into 10 to the power of minus 3, that is 6 into 10 to the power of 30 gram of dissolved oxygen. So while explaining the types of solutions, I have explained about this dissolved oxygen, which comes under the liquid solutions. So this is such a small amount. It is nothing but 5.8 gram per 10 to the power of 6 grams. So it gives 5.8 parts per million of dissolved oxygen in 1 liter of seawater. So this is the fourth parts per million. The fifth one is mole fraction. The fifth one is mole fraction. It is usually denoted by xi. So mole fraction of the component is equal to the number of moles of component divided by total number of moles of all the components. For example, if I consider a binary solution. Binary solution means that we consider of two components, component A and component B. Let us assume it gives some product or solution, whatever. If this A component, if it is having the number of moles as Na, and the B component is having number of moles Nb, then if I want to determine the mole fraction of the component A, then so xi, mole fraction usually it is denoted by xi, so we have to write the component as subscript to the right hand side. To the right hand side I will write the component A. So that means that I am going to determine the mole fraction of the component A. So number of moles of the component, that is for A component it is Na, and the total number of moles of all the components, that is A component and B components. Since it is constituting only two components, I will write it as Na plus Nb. So this will give you the mole fraction of the component A. Similarly, if I consider the B component, so xi B is equal to number of moles of the B component divided by total number of the moles of all the components Na and Nb. Suppose if it is having I number of components, then it is xi I is equal to Ni divided by Na plus Nb plus Nc, so on up to etc. Ni. Suppose if you consider for ith number of component, then xi I is equal to Ni, that is the number of moles of I component divided by total number of all the components. Let us assume I number of components are present, so N1 plus N2, so on up to etc. Ni. So this can also be written as Ni whole divided by summation of Ni components. So there is one more method to find out the mole fraction of A component or B component. Suppose if it is a binary component, xi A plus xi B is equal to unity. It is always equal to 1. Suppose if you know the mole fraction of A component, then xi B can be calculated by using xi B is equal to 1 minus xi A. Suppose if it is for I components, then xi 1 plus xi 2 plus so on up to etc. xi I, that is equal to 1. Whatever may be the number of components, it is always equal to unity. So sixth one is molarity. It is denoted by capital letter M. So molarity, it is the total number of moles of solute dissolved in 1 liter of the solvent. So number of moles of solute, that is dissolved in 1 liter of the solution. So suppose if I take 0.25 mole per liter of NaOH. So here the number of moles of sodium hydroxide NaOH, that is number of moles, that is 40 grams per mole. So how to calculate number of moles, that we have studied in first year. So 23 into 1, oxygen 16 into 1, hydrogen 1 into 1. So that will give you 40 grams per mole. So 0.25 mole per liter, it is can also be written as 0.25 m. So mole per liter or capital letter M, both are same. So this means that 0.25 grams is dissolved in 1 liter of water. So that will give you 0.2 mole per liter. So 0.25 moles of NaOH is dissolved in 1 liter of water. So that will give you 0.25 moles of NaOH. The last one is molality. It is denoted by small letter m. So molality, it is the number of moles of solute that is dissolved in 1 kg of the solvent. So number of moles of solute, and it is the mass of solvent in kg. Suppose if I consider KCl solution, so that is 1.00 mole per kg. So this means that it is 1.00 molar solution. So that is KCl means 74.5 gram of solute is dissolved in 1 kg of the solvent. Suppose if you look back to the mass percentage, volume percentage, mass by volume percentage, parts per million, mole fraction, or this molality, all these are independent of temperature, whereas only the molarity, that is which we indicate by capital letter M, so that is a function of temperature. Hence, based on this temperature functions, that is molarity, it is used in further qualitative properties. Thank you.